The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, and thank you for joining GoGrid's Getting the Most Out of Your MyGSI webinar. My name is Shannon, and I am one of the Customer Success Managers here at GoGrid. With me today is Juan. Juan is one of our Tier 2 reps, and he's very familiar with MyGSI. Juan, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Juan. I'm part of Tier 2 support here at GoGrid, and I'll be going over the MyGSI process with Shannon today.
Great. Thanks, Juan. Okay, so for our agenda today, we're going to go over the benefits of creating server images. Juan will then go over the MyGSI process. He'll verbally walk us through the process, and then we're actually going to go into the customer portal and show you how to create a MyGSI server image. Then we're going to do some frequently asked questions and tips from Juan, and then we'll answer any questions that our listeners may have at the end of the presentation. So Juan, what are some of the benefits of creating a MyGSI?
Well, some of the benefits of creating a MyGSI are, for example, you can quickly launch pre-configured environments, meaning that if you have a server that you have already configured and you want to save it to launch it for a later date, maybe to expand or anything of that nature, you can do so by quickly launching pre-configured environments. And next one up is you can actually back up servers prior to updates. As we all know, sometimes when you do OS updates or anything to your server, sometimes there's consequences that happen. So if you back up your server prior to these updates, you can actually save yourself some time. And
a little headache.
Yeah, definitely headache. And the next one, actually, save, delete, and launch at your convenience, actually goes hand in hand with backing up your server. Meaning that if you back up your server, launch it at a later date, you can easily do so with MyGSI because you can keep them there, kind of like an archive. And we all know businesses grow and expand, and sometimes servers go higher loads. So if you want to expand existing server memory, you can with MyGSI. Saving it and then relaunching it with higher memory thresholds will give your server much more power, much more ability to handle much more connections and so forth.
Great. I actually love the fact that you can save, delete, and launch at your convenience. It's really great for some of our small business owners. They might not have the time to quickly launch after saving at MyGSI. I think that's a great feature, and we don't really talk about it too much. So thanks for bringing that up.
All right, so I'm going to move over to the next thing here, and we're going to go over the MyGSI process. We're going to be covering some topics, which would be starting out with how to initiate a save, how to view the status of a save, amount of time it takes to save an image, and also how to view a completed image. And I'm going to move forward over here to the customer portal. You can find the customer portal at my.gogrid.com. And here I'm going to log in myself. And once it comes up here, you'll be able to start the process. All right, here I am in my GoGrid portal. And as you can see right here, I have my servers laid out. So to be able to start the MyGSI process, you can go ahead and click on one of your servers. Left click would bring up this menu right here that you have other options, and the main option we're looking for today would be the save feature. Now, before clicking on the save feature, please note that your server will shut down for a certain amount of time. It could take about roughly 5 minutes or less, so your server will shut down. Now, let's go ahead and start the MyGSI process here by clicking on the save, and you'll be welcomed with a little wizard here that you can name your server. For example, I'm going to say the MyGSI save, and then you could also add a description if you like. This is all going to go into your server images tab, which we'll visit later, and you have the option of choosing web server or database server. For now, it's going to go web server, and then click the save button. Little message up here will pop up saying the image is saved successfully. What this means is that it's going into the process. And as you can see, my server actually turned amber light right here. This means that the server is actually shutting down to begin the MyGSI process. It's preparing it for save. And this is why it requires the servers to go down for just for a little bit of time, not too long. So next thing we're going to move forward with is go over to the Jobs tab. Now in the Jobs tab, you can actually see more information about the image that you're saving, the process, how long it takes, and when it's done. For example, here we have the job that we just initiated, who initiated it, and the status of it. If you click on the plus arrow right over here, you'll be able to gather even more information about the save process the save job that you initiated. For example, it'll tell me the user and so forth. And also, another important thing to look at here is when it was created, when it was queued. From this time on here, it takes about roughly 10 to 15 minutes to create a MyGSI. So this right here, this Jobs tab is very important to check how the process is going and whether it succeeded. If you can see my past jobs over here, a lot of them have succeeded depending on the jobs that I've initiated. All right, so I'm going to clear this expansion right here. And we're going to move forward to, actually, I almost forgot. So we have some right here, since it shows you all this information. At the end of the process, it will also detail whether the image job save has finished or whether there was an error that was encountered. Now, some typical errors that you can receive here may be that your server has more than 50 gigabytes worth of data. So the MyGSI process will not succeed if your server has 50 gigabytes of data or more. But if you clean up the server and have less, then the MyGSI process should be fine from here. If you do experience any other errors or anything of that nature here, you're welcome to create a ticket with our support, and we'd be glad to help you on that. Now moving on to the next step. Since this MyGSI is still processing, we can go over to the Server Images tab. Once the image is saved, and if you could see right here, it's actually in the save status. So this is the job I just initiated, and it's still processing. But as you can see, I have many other images that I've actually saved on here, and they'll detail the name that you gave it initially when you saved it, the OS that it is, the data center location, its size, and also whether it's private or public. And I'll explain a little bit more on the public side and the private side of this. But first of all, one of the important things over here is the buttons on the right-hand side, which will allow you to either, just to cover them briefly, is to edit the image if you want to edit any of the details that's on there. If you want to quickly begin the launching wizard so you can launch a server off of this image. And if you like to clean up your images, you can go ahead and delete them with this button. So first off, we're going to cover up how to edit your image. So here you have the option of editing the name, the description if you would like, and also whether you want to scale the RAM of the image. For example, next time you launch a server, since this is a 512 server, let's say I wanted a 4 gigabyte server because, I don't know, my business might be expanding and I need a bigger server. You can do so through these edit options. Now, another option we have, or another feature, is sharing. You're actually welcome to share your images to the public, to the GoGrid public if you like. Initially, though, when you save your image, it will be private. This is by default. But if you feel like you want to share your image or your configurations or anything with the GoGrid community, feel free to change this to public, and everybody should be able to see your image now and launch their own servers with your pre-configured environment. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to the next step, which is the launching of the server. If you click on this, it'll begin the server launching wizard, just like from before. You can choose the data centers where you would launch your image and proceed from there. For now, we'll go ahead and cancel this, but another thing to note, and it's very important, is that images are saved in specific data centers. Say you have a server in the US East, your image will be saved in the US East. And a good question that we usually receive is, where are the server images saved at? And they're actually saved at your cloud storage. So if you have a cloud storage in the US West, that is where your image will be saved. If you have one in the US East, that's where it will be saved. And but this is not necessarily limited. If initially when you do save an image, it will be saved just to that data center, and servers will only belong to that data center. But you are welcome to create a ticket, ask support whether you want any of your images to be migrated to other data centers. That is a possibility, and we welcome it if you want to do that.
So let me ask a quick question here, Juan. So if I save my image in US East, and I want to launch a server in US West using that server image, I can contact GoGrid support and have them migrate that server image over to US West?
That is correct. We can actually migrate all your images to all the data centers if you like.
That's great. Thanks, Juan.
All right. So this would be the server image tab right here, and pretty much. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic here.
Great. Thank you so much, Juan. I myself learned a couple different things about MyGSI that I didn't know, so thank you very much.
No problem.
So how about we get on to some frequently asked questions and tips, because I know you get a lot of questions about MyGSI. So where is an image saved? I know we kind of answered this one, but why don't we re-answer it again for our listeners again?
Sure. Images are actually saved in your cloud storage, and in the portal you can actually check how much space your images are taking via the cloud storage tab. But also, it's simply best to go to the server images tab, and it'll tell you where it's located and what the size is.
Awesome. Wonderful. Can images be used across data centers?
For sure, and this is something we definitely welcome. If you would like to copy the data, if you would like to copy the MyGSI or the image to any of the other data centers, contact support and we'll get that going for you right away.
Wonderful. So I think my image is awesome, and it's just rocking, and I think I want to share it with everybody. Can I share that with the GoGrid community?
Yes, you can actually. This is a very awesome feature because our GoGrid community always wants to experience new images, new configured environments, and so forth. And if your image is the best, as you say, feel free to share it with the community.
Great. Will my server be shut down during a save?
Yes, your server will be shut down, so it's best to plan for downtime before saving an image. This is required due to the operating system needing to be prepped up for the save, and this is actually a good thing because it makes sure that everything's shut down properly and your image is saved without any corruption or any of that nature. So it's a good step to do.
Excellent. Okay, so why does the MyGSI save fail?
One of the typical things of why a MyGSI fails would be the size limit on it. So it has to be 50 gigabytes or less. If it is more than 50 gigabytes, it will fail due to that size limit. But yeah, there is a size limit, and but again, the Jobs tab will detail this much further, letting you know what type of error you're receiving. If there is any other errors that you receive, feel free to contact our support staff, and we can look up the errors and help you out with that.
And our support is available 24/7, right?
24/7, definitely.
Great. How about some tips for our listeners today?
All right, so we have some tips here that these are some best practices to initiate on your server. For example, there's a file system check and a disk check that can be ran on your servers prior to saving an image. This guarantees that your file system files are checked and correct and fixed if there's any issues on there, and this will stop a failure of a MyGSI. And also, if you would like, you could also shut down the server prior to the save, and this makes it so that your server is already prepped up and ready to go prior to initiating a save.
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you, Juan. Thanks for walking us through how to create a MyGSI today. I'm sure if you have any other tips you'd like to share with the GoGrid community, you'll go ahead and let them know, maybe on when they contact you via support, right?
For sure, for sure.
All right. So, if you would like to know more about MyGSI, you can visit our wiki page, which is wiki.gogrid.com/wiki index.php and then /MyGSI. When you log into your customer portal, on the bottom left-hand side, there's actually a link to the wiki. And inside the wiki, you can go ahead and search for MyGSI, and there's some great documentation in there, some screenshots very similar to what Juan just walked you through. I kind of love our blog, and I really direct a lot of our customers to the blog. The blog is a great way to learn about new best practices, discover any new features and products that we're offering to our customers, as well as a great way to read about the latest news on infrastructure as a service or cloud computing. We also just recently launched our Help Center. We're really excited about the Help Center. The Help Center is another option for our customers to provide support to our customers. It's really, really simple. You log on, you ask a question, and there's an answer for you. And that website is gogrid.force.com/kb/. Like Juan and I both earlier mentioned, we do offer support to our customers 24/7. If you're inside the U.S. or Canada, the contact number is 877-946-4743. If you'd like to talk to somebody in support, that's option number 2. So you can talk to Juan. It's one of my favorites over here. Or you can always press option number 3 for customer support, such as myself. For our international folks, the phone number is 415-869-7444. Once again, it's option number 2 for support and option number 3 for customer service. If you thought this webinar was helpful, we would like to invite you to join our next webinar, which is on 9/11. Dynamic load balances is what we're going to be discussing. And there's the link to sign up for it. I know we already have a couple people today signed up for that one as well, and I will be officiating that one as well. If you have any additional questions, help, or maybe some comments, or maybe you might know a great tip for MyGSIs that you'd like to share, please send us that information at customerservice@gogrid.com. Great. Let's see if we have any questions, Juan.
All right.
All right. Well, it looks like we don't have any questions right now. But once again, if for some reason you think of something after the webinar is done, and you're like, oh, I really wish I would have asked that. Oh, actually, we do have one. What does GSI stand for? So go ahead, Juan. This is a good one. We get asked this a lot.
GSI actually stands for GoGrid Server Image, and it's just we like to abbreviate that a little shorter. And my meaning it's yours. So when you create one, it's my GoGrid Server Image.
I like to personalize it, I guess, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful. Awesome. Great. Thanks, Juan. Well, if we don't have any other questions, once again, if you find something or you just thought of something later tonight, please go ahead and send us an email. Oh, we keep having another one. What are the benefits of sharing with the community? Are there any downsides to this?
There actually isn't. The sharing to the community is just if you would like to, you have your configurations on your server and you would just like to share it. There are no benefits, there are no downsides to this. The only thing you can do is get your name out there to say, hey, look, I created this image, and the community will know, hey, this is a great image. I want to keep on using it, and if you want to keep on updating it, the community will definitely know that.
Kind of like the one I wanted to share with everybody?
Definitely. Yes.
Awesome. All right. I think that might be it right now. We'll wait another couple of minutes, see if there's any other additional questions. Oh, greetings from Ghana. Well, hello, Ghana. Greetings
hello
from San Francisco. We hope you're doing well. All right. Okay. All right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and then close out the webinar today. Oh, it's 10 p.m. here. Great. Well, Juan and I wanted to thank you all for joining us today, as well as being a valued GoGrid customer. And if you have any further questions or comments, please go ahead and send us an email or some feedback at customerservice@gogrid.com. Thanks, and have a great day, everyone.
Have a good one.